ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयम् यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। अकालत्वाददेशत्वात् अदिक्त्वादनिमित्ततः आत्मनो नैव कालादेः अपेक्षाध्यायतः सदा। Question is, Atmana Dhyayata Sada, for the one who is constantly meditating upon the self, there are basic guidelines about meditation. Apararatradi kalasya, like an appropriate time, early morning, late night. Vikta Putadideshasya, a place which is secluded, free from external disturbances, which is pure or holy. Prachadi Digvisheshasya, to perform meditation, it's prescribed that you should face east or north. Prachadi Digvisheshasya. Manovikshepahitasya, that mind should be free from vikshepa or distraction. Rahu paragadi nimittasya, in eclipse, Rahu parag means an eclipse. So these are auspicious times, auspicious places, auspicious directions, auspicious nimitta. All different nimitta are there, different supporting factors are there, which help improve the quality of meditation. So even though now you have the self-knowledge, now that you want to meditate constantly upon the self, you have to take care of these factors. There something remains to be done in terms of making sure that you follow these guidelines or stipulations. Kasam karyabhavaha. In the Atma Chintanam, there is also Chintanam required for all these other factors. Meaning something remains to be done over and above the Atma Chintanam, meditation on self. So, Akalatvat, Adeshatvat, Adiktvat, Anivittata, Atmana. Since Atma is devoid of the idea of kala, the time, the place, or any other factor that can facilitate something, because the self transcends everything, and then and therefore in the meditation of self there is no meditation upon time, otherwise you have to. When you meditate upon Saguna Brahma or a Devata or some, then there will be a time, place involved in that meditation. And since they Devata also associated with the time and place, etc., that thought also will be there in the meditation. But the self is devoid of all these aspects. Therefore, the meditation of self, no desha, kala, dik, nothing is involved. And the self being what it is, equally present in all the directions. The sun is present only in the east, the Himalayas present only in the north. So, different devatas and so forth that you are meditating upon, each one have their own uniqueness. And if you comply with those factors, then that meditation will be more effective. You get a greater blessing or grace from the devata. Here on the other hand, none of this is involved. Meaning that in every place, in every time, in every quarter, every direction, Atma is the same. Yatra ekagrata, tatra avisheshat. All that is required is ekagrata. Wherever the ekagrata or the focus upon the self takes place, that is when the meditation can take place. Now continuing with the verse 40, Brahmavida Deshakaladi Sabhyapekshe Karmani Apeksha Abhavepi. So different factors or considerations are taken up for discussion, which under normal circumstances involve something to do. So then having eliminating one factor after another, for example, Brahma Videsha Kaladi Sabhyapekshe Karmani Apeksha Desh Kaladi Sabhyapekshe Karmani. Karma that is dependent upon. Karma that requires to take into account Desha, Kala, the time, place, time, etc. Brahmavida, Apeksha, Abhavepi. So that kind of karma which arises as a result of consequences of Desha, Kala, other nimittas. Well, this kind of karma is not required, has no room or place or occasion as far as Brahmavit or knower of Brahman is concerned. तथापि प्रयागादि तीर्थे स्यादपेक्षा. But then meditation, etc., should take place in a holy place, a tirtha, which is a holy place having a holy shrine, a holy body of water. That's called a tirtha, usually, which is a holy body of water, either a holy river or a lake or a holy shrine or the place of a holy Mahatma or Satsanga. These are places called tirtha. It is recommended that this is where you should go. So tirthe syad apekshayati. So prayagadi tirthe karmani. So karma required for the tirtha or the holy place at prayaga. That kind of expectation requirement would be there in case of this the meditation oneself. Or Ganga tere vasen nityam bhikshur moksha parayana. In this manner. Moksha parayana bhikshu, a mendicant who is devoted to moksha, Then this is the place Ganga, Tere, Vasain, Nityam. You should dwell on the bank of the Ganges because that is conducive for moksha. So should not also a knower of self seek places like this tirtha, holy places, which are prescribed for dwelling because they are conducive to moksha. Ityadi smriti vihitatvat. So vasen nityam. May he dwell in a place like Prayaga, which is like an injunction. Ityadi smriti vihitatvat. Therefore, living on the bank of the Ganges, etc., is prescribed or enjoined by the Smriti. Therefore, isn't the wise person also subject to that enjoyment? Idashankya, Brahmatma Jnana Rupe Tirthe, Sakshat Mokshetu Muktetu Snatasya Atmavida. Atmavida for the knower of the self. Snatasya who constantly takes bath, bathes in this tirtha, the holy place. What is that? Brahmatma Jnana Rupe Tirthe. Which you take a dip in holy water. Here, the knower of Brahman constantly takes dip in the water in the river of knowledge. Brahmatma Jnana Rupe Tirthe. The Tirtha, holy place or nature of Brahmatma Jnanam, which is where he takes dip all the time, or is submerged in that. Atmida na tirthantarapeksha. The knower of the self is submerged in the holiest of the possible things, such as Brahma Vidya, and therefore a holy place such as a body of water or river is not required for him. So verse number 40 says, Yasmin devascha vedascha pavitram krishnamekadam vrajetan manasam tirtham यस्मिन् स्वात् यस्मिन् स्नात्वा मृतो भवेत् यस्मिन् देवाः वेदाः पवित्रं कृत्स्नम् एकतां व्रजेत. That means all of these gain oneness with, all are included. So that tirtha in which all the devas, all the Vedas, and all the holy pavitram, anything that purifies, sanctifies, all of these ekatam, they all merge into that. They're all included in which then manasam tirtham vrajet. One should go to that tirtham. That is manasam tirtham. That is the tirtha, the holy place of the nature of the manas or the knowledge. Just means snatva amrito bhavet. Even taking bath in Ganges, etc., you may qualify for Swarga. But here, taking a dip in this or being submerged in this tirtha of Brahma Jnanam, Amrita one becomes immortal. Therefore, there is no need for this sage to seek out any other holy place because he dwells in the holy of the places or holy of the holiest of the situations. So Tikakara says Yasmin. Yasmin comes from the shloka. Yasmin means what? Brahmatma Sfurti Rupe Tirthe. The Tirtha. So Yasmin, that Tirtha in which, what's the Tirtha? What's the holy place? Brahmatma Sfurti Rupe Tirthe. When the mind there is Sfurti, where there is manifestation of Brahmatma, where there is manifestation of the knowledge that I am Brahman, there is a jnana vritti, awareness of my being Brahman, which is what shines in which mind, that is the most exalted Tirtha. In that Tirtha, all of these become one, or all of them merge. Devaha, who are the devatas, different deities, tat तीर्थस्थान विशेष अधिष्ठातारः. Every tirtha has an adhishthan devata, a presiding deity, an important deity because of which that tirtha is holy. Madhava, for example, the Prayagaraja, Madhava is the presiding deity. Vishveshwara, like the Kashi Vishwanatha, Vishveshwara. Rameshwara in the south. Trivikramadaya, Trivikram means Lord Vamana. So there are tirthas which are well known as being presided over or sanctified by these devatas. That's what makes them holy. Puja, darshana, sparshana, smaranadibhi, bhakta pavanaha, prasiddhaha. These devatas are prasiddha, well known as tirtha, meaning because pavanaha, bhakta pavanaha. These devatas are well known as those which sanctify, purify, sanctify the bhaktas, the devotees. By what? By puja, by darshana, by sparshana, by smarana, etc. So by puja, worship, darshana, just by having darshana or seeing them, sight, sparshana, touching, smarana, remembering. By this itself, the devatas are known to be sanctifying the devotees. That's the reason why people go where these devatas are. They go to the various temples, etc., where these devatas are. तथा वेदाश्च ऋग्यजुः साम अथर्वाख्याः. The four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sam, Atharva, Adhyayana, Brahma Yajna, Patha, Anusthana, Pavayanti. How do the Vedas Pavayanti sanctify? By Adhyayana, by study, Brahma Yajna, by repeating, Patha, so by studying, by teaching, by reciting, Anusthana, so if this kind of anushthanas are there, then the Vedas also, by these recitals, by study, by thinking, by contemplation, they sanctify Vedas. Tatha pavitram krishnam pavitram krishnam pavitram. Pavitra means pavanam. Pavitra means sacred or that which sanctifies. Pavitra means that which sanctifies. So pavanam, tirtha vishesham, harihara, namoccharanadi. So Harinam Ucharanam, Haranam Ucharanam is also Pavanan. So Tirtha Vishesh, special Tirthas which sanctify. It's Ekam Vrajet, all of these Devatas, Vedas, in the Namasmana, etc., which are well known to sanctify the Bhaktas. All of these merge into which Tirtha? Yasmin Sarita Heva Sagare Antarbhavanti Ityartha. All of them are included. Like all the rivers, they merge into ocean. Similarly, all these tirthas merge into which? So, what's the reason why it is said that all devatas and Vedas and all the sanctifying, elements, all of them merge into this? Sarvatmaka Brahma Avirbhav Rupattvaditi Paramo Hedotra Anusandeha. In merger of all these sanctifying entities, Sarvatmaka, so Brahma Avirbhava, that mind in which this Avirbhava or the manifestation of Brahma, which is Sarvatmakam, which includes all of this. Brahma is the self, all the Devatas, all the Vedas, and all other sanctifying things. And that's the reason why all of them merge into, become one in Brahman. So that mind in which Brahman manifests as very self, shines as very self, that is the reason why all of these are said to gain, they merge into this tirtha. Then manasam tirtham, then manasam manasi vedanta vakya mahavakya janita antahkana vrittirupe samullisam manasam tirtham samullasitam. So antahkana vrittirupe, as a jnana vritti, as that state of mind which enlightens, which reveals the nature of myself as Brahman. Vedanta, Mahavakya Janita, which recognition, realization, knowledge takes place as a result of the teaching of Vedanta, Mahavakya on the part of the teacher, which creates an antahkana vritti, which creates this knowledge where I recognize myself as Brahman. But Brahman shines as my very self. Samullasitam, shining, so shining brightly in this antahkana vritti rupam. It is the manasam tirtham, that is the mental tirtha, tirtha of the nature of mind of this nature. Samsara papamula avidya. So amruto bhavet. By merging or taking a dip in this tirtha, one becomes immortal, means samsara papamula avidya. This is where the flow of knowledge, the river of knowledge is flowing. By taking deep in that, then you become free from the ignorance which is the cause of all the samsara. So tirthatvam spashtayati. That this mind, manasam tirtham, where there is a flow of this vritti, aham brahmasmi, where Brahman shines as the very self. How is it tirtham? Yasmin snatva amruto bhavet. Yasmin snatva nimajya. That taking a dip in which एक उदकराशौ निक्षिप्त उदक बिंदुवत. Just as you pour a drop of water in the body of water, you pour some water, how that water becomes one without distinction, so also the self becomes one with Brahman without distinction. Ekatam prapya ityetad. This is how Atma gains ekta in with Brahman, because essentially they are the same. अमृतो भवेत् निर्विशेष नित्यात्म स्वरूप एव न स्वरूप एव भवेत्. He becomes nitya nirviশেষ नित्यात्म स्वरूप. He becomes one of the nature of self, which is nirvishesham, which is without, devoid of any attributes, any distinguishing marks, which cannot be distinguished, nothing can distinguish from anything. Nityatma Swarupa eva bhavet. So this is what one becomes that is called Amrito bhavet, becomes immortal, meaning one owns up one's true nature, which is nirvisheshatvam, nityatvam, by merging into this tirtha of the knowledge of the nature of the flowing river of knowledge. तस्मिन् तीर्थे नित्यं निमग्नस्य न तीर्थांतरपेक्षा भावः. So one who is constantly immersed in that tirtha of Atma Jnanam, for that and person there is no need for any other tirtham to sanctify, because most sanctifying tirtham. तथा च श्रुति शतम शुक्राणि यत्र एकं मानसीन आत्मा न भवन्ति सर्व वेदा यत्र एकं भवन्ति सर्व भूतारो यत्र एकं भवन्ति स मानसीन आत्मा जनानामिति तैत्तिरीयारण्यक शतम शुक्राणि यत्र एकं भवन्ति where all the tirthas become one, सर्व वेदा यत्र एकं भवन्ति where all the Vedas become one, सर्व भूतारो यत्र एकं where all the ritviks also become one, the priests, the offerers. So Manasina Atma Janana. So that is the Atma. Manasina that dwells in the self, in the mind of the wise people. It is in self of all beings, in the mind, which shines in the mind. Atma such as this dwells in the mind. So what is the reason why the mind becomes a tirtha or a holy shrine or place? Is because depends on who dwells there. They said because of dwelling of certain devatas, just as Madhava, Vishweshwara, that place becomes holy. Because of Vedas, the place becomes holy. Because of other aspects, because sages, the places become holy. So this Manasa Tirtha of the nature of the Jnanam, the flow of knowledge, who dwells there? Brahman dwells there. And that's the reason why it is the holiest of the shrines, holiest of the holy places. And how they merge, Yathodakam, Suddhe Suddham, how Atma becomes one with Brahman. Yathodakam, Suddhe Suddham, Asiktam, Tadudeva Bhavati. Yatha Suddham Udakam, Asiktam. When pure water is poured in pure water, Tadurgaya Bhavati becomes like that only. Ivam Muner Vijanatha Atma Bhavati Gautama Kathopanishad. हे गौतम हे नचिकेता एवं मुने विजानतः आत्मा भवति. When Atma is poured in Brahman as though, that is, the Atma becomes Brahman because they are the same nature. एवं कृतार्थत्व आपादकं ज्ञानतीर्थं केन उपायेन प्राप्यम्. This Jnana Tirtham, this tirtha of the nature of Vijnanam, Krutarthatva Apadakam, which becomes a means of attaining Krutarthata, Krutakrutyata, total fulfillment. Kena Upayana Prapyam, what is Upaya, the means by which we can attain that Tirtha? Idapekshayam, when that question arises, पूर्वोक्त पदार्थ विवेक एवं तल्लाभ उपाय है. दैट पदार्थ विवेक आत्मा अनात्मा विवेक पदार्थ तत्वमसि तत्पदार्थ त्वम पदार्थ each must be distinguished from what is superimposed upon that padartha. So tat padartha also is known to us. Upon that this nam rupa are superimposed. Tvam padartha also is known to the upon which the upadi, the dharma are superimposed. So viveka means that separating the real from the what is superimposed. Purvokta padartha viveka eva tallava upaya. Upaya, the means of lava, attainment of that tirtha, is the viveka of tattvam padarthas. Iti vaktum prasamam स्थूल देह अन्यत्वम आत्मन विषयति. So what has happened is that this upadhi and dharma are superimposed upon the Atma, therefore Atma must be known as distinct from that. Therefore, how Atma is different from Sthula Deha is clarified. It's already said earlier, it's just brought back to our memory. Nachasti iti. Nachasti shabdadirannanya vedana परस्परेणापि न चैव दृश्यते परेण दृश्यास्तु यथा रसादयः तथैव दृश्यत्वत एव दैहिकाः न च अस्ति शब्दादिः अनन्यवेदनः. The Shabda and other Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, all these Vishayas, they cannot live in themselves. Parasparena na jaiva dushyate. Nor can they known by each other, Shabda by Sparsha, Sparsha by Rupa, because they are all Chetanas, basically. So this is a definition or description of Achetana, which cannot reveal itself, which cannot know itself, nor can it know anything else. Then what is, in fact, Parena Dushyastu Yatha Rasadaya? They do not know themselves, nor do they know each other, but they are known by someone. Shabda, Sparsha, all the objects are known. Parena, by someone other than them. Important is, all these Shabda, Sparsha, Vishaya, other objects are known by someone. They do not know themselves, nor do they know one another, but they are definitely known by someone other than them. So just rasa and adarasa are known this way. Tasaiva dushyatva. So, similarly in the deha also the same five elements are abiding. This gross body also is made of same five elements. The gross body of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are all there. So we know very well about Shabda, Sparsha that is around us as the objects of senses. We know that there are Achetanas and they are known by someone different from them. The same entity, same objects, Rasa, Shabda, Sparsha, they make up this body. Their body also doesn't know itself. And it is known by someone other than that. That knower Atma, who knows the body, is different from Atma, from body. Simple logic. So says the Tika, Shabdadi Gandhantah Vishayah. Shabdadi Yasya Saha Shabdadi, beginning from Shabda, Gandhantah, Gandha Ante Yasya, Gandha becomes the end. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So it can be briefly described as Shabdadi Gandhantah Vishayah. First line, Ananyavedana Nachasti. Ananyavedana. Ananyavedana. Anyavedana, known by knowing something else. Ananyavedana, not knowing something else. So, Ananyavedana Nacha asti. So Shabdadi Ananyavedana Nacha asti. That is what it says here. So Anyavedana, knowing something else. Ananyavedana, not knowing something else. Anyavedana, they are known by others anyway. So Anyavedana known by others, Ananyavedana not known by others, Nacha Anjana, that means not known by others, then known by others. That's all we have to say. Then these Shabda Sparsha are known by others. That's what we have to say. Meaning that they cannot know themselves, they are known by others, they do not illuminate themselves, they are illuminated by others. That's all you have to say. What illumines them? Parasparena panachaiva dushyate, nor can be seen parasparena. So swayam prakasha tavan nasti ityartha. Shabda sparsha etc. are not self-illumined. Tata parasparena api, by each other, shabdena sparsha. So basically it doesn't know itself, that's what it amounts to. Nor is it known by anybody else, like by Shabda does not know Sparsha, Sparsha does not know Shabda, etc. Then Parasparena api nachaiva dushyate, that they are not prakashyate jaratvat, they do not reveal themselves, nor are they revealed by other objects, because all of them are jada or achetana. So this is the characteristic of achetana. Chetana cannot reveal itself, nor can achetana reveal anything else. Darshanamantарena vyavahara anupatte, but then vyavahara is going on. We see all the Shabda Sparsha, we experience them and we interact with them. No, they cannot reveal themselves, nor can they reveal each other, but they are revealed nevertheless. There is someone that reveals them. That's the whole idea. Darshanamantарena vyavahara anupatte. So unless we see them or experience them, vyavahara cannot take place. Unless they are experienced, unless you can experience Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, etc., otherwise vyavahara cannot take place. Vyavahara takes place, means that they are experienced, and that means that there is someone other than them who experiences them. Darshanasya swataha parasparastasya bhave. Since this darshanam, experience cannot take place on account of themselves, nor can they experience each other. Parisheshaso parena swavilakshana ajayena prakashya. So parena drushyaha prakashya. Therefore, they are drushyaha prakashya, revealed by someone other than them. Since they cannot reveal themselves, nor can they reveal each other, and they reveal or experience nevertheless, because otherwise no interaction can take place. Therefore, they must be revealed by someone other than them. Simple thing. Darshanasya swataha paratasya bhave. See, darshanam cannot take place on their own because they cannot reveal themselves. Parasparatasya, they can't reveal each other. Parisheshat parena. By another one, swavilakshana ajadayana prakashya. It is not by someone other than them that there is sixth vishaya. Parena means vilakshana. All of these are achetana, that's the reason why they cannot reveal themselves, nor can they reveal each other. They are revealed nevertheless, therefore they must be revealed by someone who is different from them, of a different category. That they are achetana, they must be chetana or swayam prakasha by which they are revealed. So ilakshanena ajadena prakashya. So this is logic, this is reasoning that they are prakashya, they are revealed. Since they cannot reveal themselves, nor can they reveal each other, and they are revealed nevertheless their experience, therefore they are revealed by someone other than that, other than them, who is of a different class. Parena dushyastu, the two shabda, avadha, they are definitely revealed because otherwise no experience, no life would go on. Tathaiva dushyat tataiva dahikaha. The last line says, Tathacha dahikaha api rasadaya. So also rasadeha, rasa and others, which daihika, which are centered upon the body, which are in the body, rashabda, sparsa, rupa, sagandha in the body. Parena dushyaha, so they are also seen by, illumined by someone other than them. Drishyatvat. So when you say that body is drishya, means the body is made of 5 elements. Each of the 5 elements is illumined by someone different from them. Therefore the body also is illumined by someone different from them. Yatha bahya sadha, just external rasa etc. illumined by someone different from them. So the rasa etc. in the body also are illumined by someone different from them because they are same. Tathaive tasmat tatha iti akshara aksharata. So similarly, they are daihikaha rasadaya, they are also illumined. Tasmat tatha tasmat parina drushyaha, therefore they are illumined by Atma. So, what is the relationship between gross body and Atma? Illumined, illuminator. And what is illumined? Always illumined, it never illuminates. Illumines, always illumines, is never illumined. So, Sthula Deha is always illumined, and Atma is always illuminator. So, thus this is the distinguishing Atma from the Sthula Deha, gross body. Tadevam Panchabhutatmaka Sthula Dehat Tad Drashtaram Atmanam Vivichya. It's a very unique, a very interesting way of distinguishing Atma from Anatma. And thus distinguishing Atma from Anatma, or the gross body rather, which is made up of 5 elements, 5 gross elements. Sukshma Dehatam Vivinakti Tam Atmanam. Next verse distinguishes Atma from the Sukshma Deha also. Aham Mamaiti. So next verse is Aham Mametyeshana Yatna Vikriya Sukhadayastadviha pradrishyatah Dushyatva yogacha parasparena te Nadusyatam yanti tatah paro bhavan. Aham is separate word, aham. Then mama iti. Because eshana yatna vikriya sukhadeha. So all of them are mama. Eshana means the desire. Yatna means an effort. Vikriya means karma, modification. Result is sukhadeha. So desire, avidya, then kama, karma phala. Ishra means desire, yatna is effort that you make. Vikriya, the change that happens, result is what? Sukhadaya, sukha, etc. experience. So they are all related to me as mama. Mama, my desire, my effort, my action, my modification, my happiness, etc. Tad iha pradushyatah. So pradushyatah, because they are drushyaha, therefore tasil is the in the center of nimitta, because drushyatāha, because they are seen. Dushyatva yogacha parasparinate na drushyatam, same as before, that all these, this mama, eshana, yatna, vikriya, sukhadaya, parasparena cha nadusyatam yanti, they do not see each other, nor are they known by each other. Tatah paro, so therefore they fall in the same category as the 5 gross elements. The subtle body consists of the mind, basically. So mind is described as Eshana, Yatna, and then Yatna means also the prana or the Kriya Shakti. Eshana is Ichha Shakti, Yatna is Kriya Shakti, and Sukhadaya you can say, so Ichha Shakti, whatever, so all these, this is what subtle body is. Dushyatva, they are all seen. Parasparana Dushyatami, but they are not seen by anybody else, by each other. Therefore, Tata, there is someone other than them which knows them, illumines them, and that is you. Tatah Paro Bhavan. So Tika's Aham, it is Ahankara, the I. That Eshana, Yatna, Vikriya, Sukhadaya. What is Eshana? Kama, Yatna, Prayatna, Vikriya, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, Sukhadaya. What is the Adaya? Sukha, Dukha, Moha, Dveshadaya. So first Kamana takes place in the mind. From that the Yatna, the effort is made, which requires Kartrutva, sense of doership, which results in Bhoktrutva, sense of experienship, which is of the nature of Dukkha, Sukha Dukkha, Moha, Dvesha, etc. All the states of mind. Mama iti nirdeshyamana. Aham is one vritti, and all the other vrittis are mama iti nirdeshyamana. They are pointed out or indicated as mama is mine. Manu vritteha, so different states of mind. Tadvat iha. So the second line is Sukha Tadvat. Tadvat means like that. What is Tadvat? Shabdadi. What? Na ananya vedana vedana. Tadvat like them. Like those five gross elements or Vishaya, Shabda, etc. Na ananya vedana means they are not revealing themselves. So these are also like them, not revealing themselves. The Eshana, Yatna, Vikara, Sukha Dukkhaya also, they do not reveal themselves, like those Shabda Sparsha do not reveal themselves. Iha Pradushyataha, Iha Vivahara Bhumo, Pradushyata Darshana Karmatvat. Why do you say that they do not reveal themselves? See, what reveals oneself cannot be revealed by anybody else. So what reveals oneself cannot become an object of revealing by, so it cannot become an object of perception, cannot be objectified. An object is always object, a subject is always subject. So this Ichha, the Eshana, and then the Yatna, and the Vikara, and Sukha Dukkha, all of these are known. Just as Shabda Sparsha, the gross five elements are known, these are also known. Although these are subtle, so you can call it subtle body. They are gross, therefore they are gross body. But as far as Pradushyataha, that they are known, in that they are similar. They are same category, that they are known. Since they are known, therefore the same rule applies to them as it applies to Shabda Sparsha, the gross objects. So same rule applies to subtle states of mind, because Drishyatvam is common, therefore they do not know each other, nor are they known by each other. Drishyatva yogacha parasparinate na drishyatami yanti. Since they are drishyah, therefore they do not reveal themselves, nor can they reveal each other. Pradushyataha means darshan karmatvat. This Eshana, Yatna, all of these are darshana karma, means they are the objects of darshanam, objects of perception, object of knowledge. Te parasparena api dushyatam nayanti na praptavanti. Because they are dushya, therefore they cannot know each other also, like those Shabda Sparsha. Dushyatva yogadeva parisheshat tesham drashta. Because they are dushya anyway. So drashta must be there. A drishya cannot be there unless drishta is there. An object presupposes a subject. A drishya presupposes a drishta. So these are all drishya. Therefore, a drishta must be there, different from them. तथा तेभ्यः सो परिषेधा तेषां दृष्टा तथा तेभ्यः अहंकारादिभ्यः परः. So dृष्टा must be parah, different from them and of a different class. These are all drishya, that is dृष्टा. Chetana, that is chetana. Anatma, this is anatma. Tat sanghata rupa linga dehat iti yavat. Ahankarādibhya means this is sanghata. Ahankara, mamakara means eshana, yatna, vikriya, sukha dukkha. All of these become one assembly. And therefore it is achetanam. And so that whole assembly also is, this is called subtle body. And therefore there is someone distinct from them, different from them, of a different category, and that is you. Paro Bhavan. So he just says, oh my disciple, that is you who is distinct from them. So Atma Anatma Viveka, separating Atma from gross body and the subtle body. Yadipi evam dehadvaya grahakatvat adirikta Atma. Even though this is so, that grahakatvat, dehadvaya grahakatvat, he is the grahaka, he is the drashta, the perceiver, experiencer of dehadvaya, of the gross and subtle body. Therefore Atma is different from them. Accept it. Tathapi tat sambandha pratite. Even though you are different from them, you can still be influenced by them. You are the drashta, you are the witness, and you are watching them, experiencing them, and you are going to be affected by what you experience. Tas sambandha pratite. There is pratiti, or we feel that there is sambandha or association or contact with all of this. The nitya mukta rupatayati. And therefore, if you have association, sambandha, or if you are related to them, connected to them, influenced by them, affected by them, then you are also subject to change. Because the Ashana etc. keep changing, therefore you being drashta also, being affected by them also change. And if you are changing, then you become also nashvara, mortal. The nitya mukta rupata, therefore you cannot be nitya mukta, ever free. You cannot nitya and mukta either. Iti ashankya ahankriya. Next verse is ahankriya adhyahi samasta vikriya sakartruka karma phalena samhata चितिस्वरूपेण समन्ततोर्कवत् प्रकाश्यमानासितात्मनो ह्यतः. See, giving us an insight into our own personality, which is what we should know very well, to know how I am different from them. But then I should know what the upadhi is. So upadhi is known as upadhi. Aham kriyadhyai samasta vikriya sakartruka. All vikriya, all change, all modification, again must have someone who brings about that modification. The matter cannot undergo change by itself unless there is someone who brings about that change. This is what Vedanta would say. That there cannot be a selection on the part of matter. It doesn't have the intelligence. There must be an intelligent, conscious being that brings about, that selection and whatever kind of choices that take place, and then the evolution takes place. So there was samasta vikriya, aham kriyadhya. Ahankara and all the kriyas must necessarily be, they presuppose a karta. Otherwise the kriya cannot take place. A chetana karta must be there, then only the kriya and achetana elements can take place. Ahanka, aham vritti also is achetana. And mama and all is achetana. Therefore, sakartruka, karma phalena samhata, also associated with karma phala. Meaning they are brought into existence by someone and they also are subject to experiencing the result. Chitiswarupena samantarkavat prakashyamana asitatmano hyatah. Prakashyamana asitatmano hyatah. So samantarkavat chitiswarupena, the consciousness which is like the arka of the sun, santa samanta prakashyamana, and asitatmana hyatah. They are their element. And asitatmana, Atma is asita, or free from bondage. Atha, therefore, this is the conclusion. Ahankriya, ahankaranam, aham mamaityam adyaha, samasta vikriya, chitiswarupena, chaitanya prakashyamana. So, all these vikriya, prakashyamana, Vikriyas are all illumined because they are known. Aham is known and Aham Kriya is known and all the Vikriyas, beginning from Aham to all the Vikriyas are all Prakashyamana, they are all Vikriya, that Vikriya is illumined. Arkavat means Arkena eva samantadha Prakashyamana, Arkavat means Arkena eva. Not like sun, but like by the sun. Like by the sun also, these are all illumined by Atma who is like the sun. Asitata atmana yatah atah atma asitata abaddhata. So sakartruka safalena samhata is understood. All the Vikriya must have a karta which is Atma. Karma phalena samhata, then experience of karma phala also. And therefore all of these achetana things, all this vikriya, presupposes the chetana atma who illumines them and also is responsible for the performed action and the result also experiencing. Ataha atmanah asitata abaddhata siddha. See in sense of sinch bandhane. See means in the sense of bondage. This past participle of where I would see is sita. Sita means bound. Asita means unbound. Asitata siddha, atma asitata siddha means atma's freedom is established this way. Vikriya samandasyapi drishyatvad. So, not only Vikriya is Drishya, but Vikriya Sambandha also is Drishya Sakartruka. The Karta also and Karma Phala also, all of this also is known. Not only Vikriya is known, but then the Karta also is known and the Karma Phala also is known. So the Sambandha, Kartrutva Sambandha is what establishes Sambandha with Karma. So Sambandha of Atma with Karma is established by Kartrutvam. Then look, when Karma takes place, then Atma becomes Karta. When Drishya is there, Atma becomes Bhokta. Because when Sukha Dukkha they are there, then Atma becomes Sukhi Dukkhi, Bhoktrutva is there. When Vikriya is there, then Kartrutva is there. So Kartrutva is a link that actually connects the Karma with Atma. And Bhoktrutva is a link which connects the Bhoga with Atma. But Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva also are known. So the Sambandha also is known. The thing is, how about the Sambandha with the Atma? Vikriya Sambandhasya vidrishyatvat. Even the Sambandha with Vikriya also is drishya. Just dharmatva anupante. Therefore, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva also is illumined. Therefore, it cannot be the nature of the Atma. Means Atma has no connection with karma or Vikriya. Sambandha also is not there. Had Sambandha been there, then Atma will become Karta. If someone is a drishya, Atma becomes drashta. You call Atma drashta, but there is no drashtutva in the primary sense. So, kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, drashtutvam, pramatrutvam, all of this is what connects. Atma becomes drashta, shrota, pramata, karta, bhokta. On account of the karma and the drishya which is there. But here the teacher says that the kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, drashtrutvam, all of these are also known. Meaning that not only those objects are known, but the sambandha also is known. Therefore, Atma is free not only from these objects, but also sambandha with them. Vikriya sambandhasyapi drishyatvat drashtu dharmatva anupattehe na mukti virodha. So asitata atmana siddha, that Atma is asita, or free from bondage, is also very clear. That Atma is not connected to the gross objects, not connected to the subtle objects, not also is also free from the connection with them. So Atma is ever free. Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.